So, setting up meditation, we're inviting a sense of grounding through the parts of our body that are touching the earth. And then we're using our skeletal system, muscles to bring the spine upright against gravity. If you're uncomfortable in the seated position, just go ahead and lay down, recline your body on the earth. As we move through this yoga practice, we have our silent agreement that we're here to move together, sacred agreement that you get to listen to your body, taking any modifications or variations that you need at any time. No limits on creating comfort, serving your body, serving your breath. And so, right now, as we come into this seated posture, let's use the breath to serve the body. So, just really keeping it simple. We don't need to follow any fancy patterns as we invite awareness towards the filling and then the emptying. And remembering we're not stuck in a box here. So rather than trying to fit into your own expectations, even letting go of any concern over what's going to happen in the class, and just focusing on the sensations in your body, maybe even if there are distractions, noticing those, what's happening in the space around you. And then we can even take it one step further, what's happening in the space just right outside your location, nature, weather, swirling of other people, and then zooming back in towards yourself, towards that center point, that still point, that place within of peace, comfort, security. And we'll just take about 2 minutes here of silence, continuing to use your musculoskeletal system to really lift the upper body up away from the lower body, and then inviting that mostly relaxed state, letting your limbs just fall off to the sides. And then I'll call you back. Next chance you have, really using your belly to expel every last bit of breath from the bottom of that exhale. Sitting a little bit taller as you inhale. And then exhaling again. If Ujjayi breathing is a part of your practice, you can start to filter that in, or just starting to breathe in and out through your nose. You might even notice a different quality in the breath in your body from when you first were preparing for class. And just letting yourself stay with a pretty slow pace as we move through class. This quality of matching your movement to your breath rather than matching your breath to your movement. Whatever position you're in right now, let's take one hand heart, one hand belly. You can keep your eyes closed. We'll just start to use the hands, the proprioception, and then also these energy centers in the palms of the hands to just feel how our body is moving in space with the breath. Rising and falling. And then can you take your awareness inside the body? So lungs are expanding, creating that movement from the inside out. And then we feel the belly and our chest, maybe even the rib cage under the hands. And what would it feel like if you could just hold your lungs, these containers that fill up, inviting more space into the torso, a little bit of a pressure change within that container of the torso and that feeling of what's being held in the hands. And so already here, rather than leaning into resistance, there's just that quality of presence, feedback. Letting it be easy. You can leave your hands where they are or bring your hands heart center, Anjali Mudra, and we'll call in our intention. So is there something that was rolling around in your mind as you prepared for class? Is there something that maybe came in during our breathing and meditation? Is there something that you want to call on now to set your container for movement, for expression, embodiment? So we use that mantra, motivation, dedication, inspiration to carry us through this yoga practice, but maybe even carrying through the day and maybe this evening on our way towards sleep, carrying that intention, that mantra, taking it with us. We're slowly going to open the eyes. You can let the hands come away from each other, and we're going to turn the playlist on if you have it. You can always play your own music. And so get your playlist ready, and we're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, play. And then coming back to a seated position, if that's comfortable for you. And we're just going to take some easy shoulder circles. Yeah, we're just about 15 seconds into the playlist now. So there's this waking up quality as we start to bring movement into the upper spine, upper torso. Shoulders come up, around, and down. Can you breathe them up? Exhale, around and down. 2 more. No need to rush, nothing to keep up with. This is your practice. Okay, let's start to move our props out of the way. We're going to recline onto our spine, laying down. You'll just have your strap handy off to the side. As you start to lay your body down on the mat, you're placing your feet hip distance apart. It's like a half bridge preparation in the legs. And just lay yourself down. Feet are in that number 11 shape, palms facing the earth, and we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands at your sides. Follow your pace, your rhythm. And already right here, you can start to turn on more presence through the shoulders as you imagine that you're moving your arms through thick fog. So you're creating resistance through that visualization. Starting to connect breath to movement. So the knees are apart. You can always take a block between the knees or even take the feet a little bit wider, as wide as the mat, and then let the knees touch together. Sometimes that can help if you have low back sensitivity. Let's do two more. Inhale, arms up overhead. This time, as the arms come down, we'll start to add that pelvic tilt. So it's like a reclined cat-cow, rounding the spine, tucking your tail. And then inhale, as the arms float up, you stick your tail out, rocking forward on the pelvis. And exhale, a couple more just like that, reclined cat-cow, rounding and arching your low back. So we're not lifting the hips up off the ground. It's more of a massage at the back of the sacrum. You might even start to notice a rocking at the back of your head. And this rocking action can really help to activate parasympathetic response in the body. It might feel like we're not really doing anything, but with this action, we're sending signals to our nervous system that this is a time for rest, recovery, safety, rejuvenation. Last one. We're going to meet with our hands at our sides. And then let's take our feet as wide as the mat, maybe even wider. And then you just let your knees fall to one side and then the other. It's not a twist. We're just letting the femur get heavy in the hip joint. Less is more here. Creating a little bit of a passive range of motion. You know your body. See if you can let your core, let your low belly stay engaged here. So you're activating movement from the center of your body. Yeah, and don't worry if you're still getting settled or need to adjust something, there's still plenty of time to open up space in the body. Just go ahead and start with your breath. So feet are wide, and then we're just windshield wiping the knees side to side. We'll just do one more. Creating movement at the top of the femur. And now we'll come back to that half bridge preparation. So bring the feet so that your heels are in alignment with the sit bones. This time you're going to take the same thing we did earlier, or you'll add on for breathing bridge. So if you're ready for the breathing bridge, the hips come up as the arms reach up overhead. Squeezing the glutes, and then exhale, rolling down through the spine. Otherwise, you can do that reclined cat-cow, adding on the arms. Inhale, lift your hips high. And you can imagine you have that block between the knees so that the inner thighs stay engaged. Let's do about three more. There's no rush. Good. Great pace, great rhythm. And as you roll down, you're doing upper spine, then mid spine, low back. You can even feel as you come up into your half bridge, Setu Bandha, there's this connection between your heel and your sit bone starting to engage through the hamstring. Last one. Exhale, release your body all the way to the mat. Pause with your hips down. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. And then this time we'll draw the right knee in towards the chest. So you're just hugging it in. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Place that foot back to the earth. And then left knee in. So we're just going to march it out like this. Hugging in one knee and then the other. Super simple. Continuing like that, or if you want to add on, you can draw your forehead towards the knee. And if you want more, you're extending the opposite leg halfway between the earth and the sky, coming up to more of a bow and arrow shape. And sometimes less is more, so just do what feels right in your body. So we're activating through the biceps here to pull the knee in, but see if you can keep your neck and upper traps relaxed, letting that movement come from the center of your body. Last one, making sure you feel even on both sides. Okay, both knees towards the chest, Apanasana. You're going to cup your knees with your hands, and we're going to start to let our hands take over control of the legs, drawing the knees away from each other and then together. Knee circles. Same idea, work the biceps, but can you relax your throat, your neck, base of the skull, sacrum's touching the earth. And this movement can be large, can be small. Yeah, let's draw the knees together now, and we'll take the knees both the same direction, so knees stay together. And as we do these circles, it starts to create a little bit of a massage at the back of the sacrum. And while you're doing this, now is a chance to really relax the belly, releasing any built up tension in the low back, psoas. Other direction, arms are working here. Okay, now come back to the center. This time, knees come away from each other and then together. You can go the other direction if you did it earlier. So the knees come away, you're drawing them away and then together. Are you breathing? Can you let it be simple? Long spine, long neck. Okay, come back to the center. Let's plant the right foot onto the earth, that half bridge shape. And now we're just taking single knee circles. And there's still a quality of keeping the spine long so your tailbone is reaching away from the top of your head, and there's pressure through that right foot to stabilize the pelvis so that your hips aren't rocking and moving around. We're keeping the movement isolated to the femur. And sometimes we do this large motion because we want a deeper stretch, we want a bigger stretch, we want we want to feel it more. But what happens if you start to do the smallest amount of movement possible? The smallest amount that you can move that upper leg bone, stirring in your hip. When we slow things down, sometimes that gives the body even more permission to let go. The muscles closer to the bone, melting, softening, opening up space for freedom in the joint. Other direction if you didn't switch already. Belly can stay pretty relaxed here, and that energy through the right foot is creating the structure to keep the hips level. Okay, last one. Draw your knee towards the chest, and then this time the knee's going to come away from the chest, pressing into the hands so that the arms straighten out. And then exhale, drawing the knee in. So you can start to feel how this pressure of your thigh against the body is helping to expel air. Inhale, draw it away. Small movement. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale. Exhale. This time, draw the knee away from the chest. Pause. Or you can start to press that left knee into the hands so much that your head, neck, and shoulders come away from the earth. Pause. And then if you want to add on bow and arrow, take your right foot halfway between the earth and the sky. Can you plug your shoulders back in towards the spine? And then belly button towards your spine. So you're carving out the front body. One more breath. And then as you exhale, everything comes back down, both knees in. And we're switching to the other side. So plant your left foot on the mat. That's your standing leg. And we're going to take the single knee circles, starting to let your arms turn on so that you can relax the belly, relax the hip flexor. You can relax the muscles around your eyes, relax the muscles at the base of the skull, back of the neck. And then let's go the other direction, using the arms to guide the leg. It's like we're stirring the pot to the top of the femur bone, creating space in the hip. Can you try on smallest amount of movement possible? What does that feel like? Less is more. Okay, two more. Let your biceps work. Tailbone reaching away from the top of your head. Coming through the center, we're going to squeeze the knee in. Inhale, draw the knee away from the chest. Pumping the breath with this leg. So the thighs pressing against that right lung. Inhale, draw the knee away from the chest. Naturally, the arms straighten. Exhale, activate your biceps. Two more. What's happening with your left foot? Can you put a little bit more energy through that standing foot, rooted down? And then this time, right knee comes away from the chest. And then you'll continue to press into the hands to lift the neck and shoulders, upper torso up away from the mat. Turn on your core. You can add the left leg, bow and arrow. And then it's like you're carving out the front body and keeping this cohesive length through the spine and the neck. So don't crunch your neck. Activating the core here. Stability, strength, grace. Two more breaths. As you exhale, both knees come towards the chest to relax your head, neck, and shoulders to the mat. And then your choice, you can take knees together or taking the knees apart with those circles. So either getting the massage at the back of the sacrum or opening the knees wide around and together. How much can you relax your neck? So there's a connection point. There's this feedback that happens at the back of the sacrum. feeding information up the spine to the base of the skull. And so when we do this work around the sacrum, it can also really help to relax the neck, jaw tension. Okay, Apanasana. We'll just do one more here, one of my favorites. It's a little bit tricky, maybe the first time you do it, like a tongue twister, but it gets easier. So first, just scissoring the knees, one knee forward, one knee back. And then go the other direction, scissor. And you're letting your arms start to take over the legs so that you're not using the muscles in your legs. You're just kind of letting the legs flop around. It can feel a little awkward. That's okay. And now just make it 2 inches. So super small movement. Scissor one more time. We're just preparing. And then this time you start the scissor and then you draw the knees away from each other in a figure-8 shape and then back around again. Super small movement on your breath. Scissor, knees come away from each other, figure-8, around and together. And then how much can you let your arms activate this movement, keeping the low back long? Switching sides if you didn't already. Okay, let's plant the left foot, right foot towards the sky. We're not going to use the strap just yet. You can keep the knee bent. And then we're just going to bend the leg. So let the foot drop towards your seat and then inhale straight. We're moving towards straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale straight. It can be a small movement here. We're not going to use the strap just yet. Okay, both knees towards your chest, other side. Inhale, moving it towards straight. We're just starting to activate the quad here. You can let your foot drop. Opening up bottom of the foot, flexing the foot, opening up those energy channels. And you can feel length in the spine here, tailbone reaching away from the head. Last one. Exhale, bend. Now you can grab the strap. And so when we use the yoga strap, you want to put the strap right over the ball of the foot. I know I must have messed something up because it seems like I'm already like towards the end of the playlist. Oh well, least of our worries. But you want to put the strap right over the ball of the foot. It's like you're going to press your foot into a gas pedal. So this time, walk your hands all the way up the strap so that the arms are straight. And you can give yourself as much space as you need. It's okay if the leg is away from the torso. Create enough space that you can straighten out the leg. Yeah, and if you prefer to have the left leg long, that's okay. I am going to just show you what to do with the foot bent. And now we're bending the knee in, but we're leaving the foot towards the sky. Inhale straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale straight. So we already were working the biceps. We're going to continue to work the biceps. Inhale straight. So it's that same idea of the thigh pressing into the torso to expel air. Inhale straight. And then the left foot really pushing into the earth to create that stability for the back of the pelvis. Exhale, bend. Inhale straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale straight. Pause. Okay, imagine that outer right hip is reaching towards the end of the mat. And then let's pause here. If you want to lengthen that left leg long, go ahead. Good. And go ahead and create enough space that you can straighten out that right leg comfortably. So just let the strap go. Yep. And then if you notice that you start to bend the arms, just walk the hands up the strap so that you can relax. It's like you're creating this reverse hammock. And the shoulders plug in towards the spine, so upper core is working. Okay, bend the left knee, plant the left foot again. We're going to take both straps into the left hand, externally rotate your right leg, and we're going to bend the knee towards the armpit like you're doing a lunge on the ceiling. Inhale up. So before the knee was coming towards the chest, this time the knee's coming towards the armpit. And you can use your right arm to hug around the back of the thigh. And if it's available and you want to straighten out the left leg, go ahead. Otherwise, there's energy through the left foot to stabilize the pelvis, so you're just moving your leg around. Good. Externally rotate, draw the knee towards the armpit. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale. Okay, inhale up. Pause. Take the straps into both hands again. And this time we're going to create a lot of space, and we're creating a V shape with the arms. So the arms come pretty wide here. Can you see me? Arms are wide. And then when you let your foot come away from you, the hands come together. And then inhale, you bring your arms wide and the foot comes up over your face. But keep your arms straight. So exhale, leg comes away, hands together. And then inhale, opening up that V with the arms. Good. So you're creating a lever here. Length at the back of the leg, length along your spine. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale away. Okay, come back up. Walk your hands towards the foot. So you're coming to your basic hamstring stretch. And then switch sides. You'll take the left foot into the strap. I'm going to adjust the music because I seem to screw something up on the playlist, but I'm sure you're fine. And we are going to take the bend in the knee again. And make sure you have enough space that the leg can stay pretty straight. And always walk your hands closer to the foot if needed. Feeling a connection between the thigh and your lungs. We're working the biceps, this pulling action. In yoga, we often do so much pushing, so it's good to create this balance for pulling with the arms. And you put a little more energy through the right foot, your standing foot, helping to create length for the low back. One more. Okay, pausing your hamstring stretch. You can extend your right leg long if that's comfortable. And then you imagine the outer left hip reaching towards the right foot or down towards the end of the mat, front of the room. Can you plug in your shoulders? So even though we're laying down, we're in a full body posture right now. On your breath. Slowly bend the right knee again, plant the foot, both straps into the right hand, and then you'll externally rotate your left leg and take that lunge on the ceiling. So the knee's coming towards the armpit. Inhale straight. Exhale. Similar to a half happy baby. Letting letting your breath be generous, inviting in that ease, that space. We don't have to always go to that full end range of motion to create space in the body, freedom in the joints, hips. Let's do one more. Inhale, bring that left foot towards the sky, basic hamstring stretch, and then both straps into both hands. And now start to widen your arms, your wingspan here, creating this wide V shape. The leg is straight. Most important thing here is that the arms stay straight. Doesn't matter how low your leg goes. I want you to keep your arms straight. And then as the leg moves away from your torso, the hands come together. Inhale, open up the arms. Your foot comes towards the sky, maybe up over your head. Exhale, arms stay straight. When the arms stay straight, it helps to keep that movement happening at the shoulder joint rather than the elbow. Working muscles along the spine, behind the scapula, rotator cuff. Let's do two more. Inhale, float that foot all the way up. Exhale. Come back to your regular old hamstring stretch. Walk your hands towards the foot. Pause. And then let's take both feet into the straps. You can give yourself as much space as you need, pausing there, or if it's comfortable, we're coming towards snail. It's almost like you're starting to initiate towards plow pose. So it's okay for the sacrum to come up. And then draw your forehead towards the knee. See if you can keep your arms straight. Exhale, release everything down. Create that space for the legs to move away from the torso. Let's do that two more times. If you want to try it without the strap, you reach your arms forward, similar to a Pilates 100, and curling up, snail. Or you're using the strap, arms stay straight to just create that stretch. And we are letting the low back come away from the earth here. That curling, that carving out of the front body. And then exhale, we'll let the knees come towards the chest, Apanasana. And then you can rock side to side. We're going to take happy baby, so strap can be off towards the side. Feet come towards the ceiling. Externally rotate, draw your knees towards your armpits. And you can either just wrap your arms around the backs of the legs here, or arms come inside the legs, palms are facing each other, and then you just let your hands slip towards the outer edge of the foot. So keep your feet high towards the sky, and then take your arms around the backs of the legs. Otherwise, if you're ready to go for that full happy baby grabbing the feet, feel free. Keep your feet towards the sky. So the feet aren't down towards the hips. We want to keep them up here. That's going to give a different stretch of the back of the hip, and you can rock side to side. Same quality of length in the low spine. Okay, come back through the center. One more breath. Plug your shoulders towards the spine to activate that upper core. And then now lengthen your tailbone away from the head. That might even accentuate the stretch in the hips. This time we're going to plant the left foot on the earth. Take your, let's actually hold off on the strap for a minute. Come to your basic hamstring stretch on your right leg. Okay, we're coming towards figure four. So we're going to fold that leg in front of the left knee. Pause here. And now we're going to add the pelvic tilt like we did earlier. So it's like you're sticking out your tail and then tucking it. Right hand can rest on the right knee, helping to coax that leg away from you. Go ahead and flex your right foot so the toes pulling back towards the knee to help create stability. And we're just moving the pelvis, that massage at the sacrum. It's a small movement. And this is also helping to release attachments at the top of the femur. Move with your breath. And you can feel that rocking happening again at the back of the skull. 2 more. Okay, come back towards neutral. And this time we're folding the right knee in towards the center of the body. It's like you're opening and closing a book. And then you can use the right hand against the right knee to either coax the knee away, or maybe you're even creating some resistance so that you're helping to activate through that inner thigh. Yogi Thigh Master. Opening and closing the book with that right knee. Spine stays long. Energy through that left foot. You got it. Keeping it simple. Okay, pause with the knee away from you. This might be enough. If you want a deeper stretch, go ahead and thread the needle. Arms reach towards the sky, right hand through the gap, and you're grabbing either behind the left thigh, in front of the left shin, or you're just hanging out where we were. For my body, this is usually enough. And you can take your right hand to your right knee and just coax the knee away as you lengthen through the low back, relax your neck, your jaw, muscles at the front of the throat. And if you want a hamstring stretch, go ahead and take that left foot towards the sky. If you like to rock side to side, go ahead and do that. Remember, sometimes less is more. Can you connect with your breath here? Connect with the cohesive line of energy from the spine through the neck, crown of the head. Okay, release that threading of the needle, plant the left foot, inhale right foot towards the sky, basic hamstring stretch. And now we're going to take the strap, the ball of the foot. So the arch of the foot is the middle part of your foot. The ball of the foot is where those bones are, like you're going to stand on your tiptoes. So create this space in that reverse hammock so that the arms are straight. If your leg needs to be out here, that's okay. Externally rotate like we did earlier. Take both straps into the left hand, and you're taking your knee towards your armpit. Foot stays towards the sky. This might be enough for you here, and you might just walk that left hand closer to the foot, take your right arm around the thigh, or if you have the space, you can grab your right hand outside the right foot, like a half happy baby, release the strap, take your left hand across the body and hug the thigh in. Otherwise, if you're feeling pretty tight, go ahead and keep your left hand on the strap, right arm around the back of the thigh. Walk the left hand up towards the foot so that your arm can straighten out. And we're just going to hang out here. If it's available and you want more, you can straighten out the left leg. That's not usually available for me, but go ahead if it feels good and you want to really anchor that left side of the body towards the earth. The strap will allow you to create as much space as you need so that you can stay in a mostly relaxed shape, even though the arms are working here. Naturally, there's some constriction along the right side of the body. So where is there space to breathe? So the legs really out to the side there, but you can still feel pressure against the right lung. Plug in your shoulders. On your next inhale, we're going to meet back in the hamstring stretch. So both straps into both hands, right foot towards the sky. Pause here. This might be enough, or take both straps into your left hand, take your right thumb to your right hip crease, and just pull that outer hip away from you with your thumb. Pause here or add on the left leg long. Couple easy breaths. Can you plug in the left shoulder? So rather than letting the arm kind of pull away towards the foot, you want to anchor it back. So we're still using muscles in our upper core. Staying there, or we're gonna open up the outer thigh IT band, and you'll just slowly start to cross the right leg 2 inches across your center line over to the left. Yeah, and it's okay if the left foot is planted. Inhale back to the center. We're going to do it 2 more times, and you can play around with the either external rotation or internal rotation of your right leg to change which part of the leg is getting a stretch. Ideally, your right leg is straight, so go ahead and lengthen out, give a little bit of length in the strap if you need more space for that. Inhale back to the center. Ideally, the arm is straight, so walk your hand closer to the foot if your arm is bent. Crossing over. Yep. Inhale back to the center. And let's switch sides. So left foot into the strap. We're going to start with that same action. So we're going to do the hamstring stretch. We'll end with our figure four. Good. Take both straps into the right hand. Left thumb, left hip crease. Start to draw the outer left hip away from you. If you want to add on, lengthen out the right leg, plug in your shoulders, find your breath. Okay, bend that right leg again, plant the right foot, and we're going to take the IT band outer thigh stretch. So just maybe 2 inches crossing the body. Walk your hand closer to the foot if your arm is starting to bend. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, crossing the body. Less is more. Keep the length in your spine at all costs. Inhale. Do you need to feel pain to feel a stretch? Back up. Okay, we're going to externally rotate that left leg, bend the knee towards the armpit so you can wrap your arm around the back of the thigh. Let's take 2 of these. So inhale, foot towards the sky. Exhale, bend, coming into that half happy baby. Inhale up. Exhale, bend, and we're going to hold. So you're either hanging out with the right hand in the strap and the left arm around the thigh, and you want to walk the hand close to the foot so the arm is straight, or if it's easy to grab, take your left hand outside the left foot. Good. Then the right arm reaches across the body and hugs the thigh in. Perfect. And we're going to pause here. If you'd like to straighten out your right leg, and that's easeful, go ahead. The right side of your body is really glued to the mat here. Freedom to breathe. And plug in the shoulders. So it stays pretty high here. And then we're going to come towards hamstring stretch on the left side, both straps into both hands. And then we're moving towards our figure four. So fold the left leg in front of the right knee. You can take your strap off to the side. Left hand on to your left knee. And we're going to do the folding like a book. So fold the knee in towards the center line. Exhale, press it away. So you're either using your hand to coax the knee away from you, or you're starting to activate and create this resistance to turn on the inner thigh. Can you add on your breath? Inhale. Exhale, knee comes away from you. Inhale, folding in. Exhale. Last one, long spine. Okay, pressing the knee away, pause, and now we're adding on the pelvic tilt. So stick out your tail, rocking forward on the pelvis, and then exhale, rocking back like you're sticking your tail between your legs. And getting that massage back of the sacrum, and your left foot is still flexed, creating that safe shape for the knee. Let's do one more. Just like we started class with that reclined cat-cow. Okay, pause. This figure four might be enough of a stretch for you. Otherwise, if you want to thread the needle, hands to the sky, left hand through the gap, grabbing behind the right thigh in front of the right shin, or maybe you even want that hamstring stretch with your right foot towards the sky. Take your version, finding a shape in your body where you can connect with your breath. And if you like rocking side to side, add on, making it yours. Let's take one more generous breath. Release the grasp, right foot towards the earth, left foot towards the sky, coming back to that basic hamstring stretch. And then we're going to meet the right foot next to the left. And this time it's like you're sitting cross-legged Sukhasana on the ceiling. So one shin is going to fold in front of the other. And it's like you're just letting those knees come back towards the armpits. And we're going to wrap our arms like we're giving our legs a hug and grab outside the feet. So your palms are facing the bottoms of your feet and you're folding your legs towards the earth. If you can relax your head to the earth, even better. Letting the legs fold in. If you can reach your feet, that's great. And there's this oppositional pull of your foot towards the opposite hip, knees towards the armpits. You can add on side to side rocking. If it's too much to grab the feet, you can just grab the knees. So imagining I was just going to come over and sit on your legs, there's this folding in happening and the biceps are working. Can you relax your neck and those upper traps, the top of your shoulder, creating space between the ears and the shoulders? Good. Switching sides, release the feet, other shin in front. Like you're gonna wrap your arms, big bear hug around the legs, but then grab outside the feet. Come back towards the center, both feet towards the sky. We're going to plant our feet on the earth at half bridge prep. Take your feet as wide as the mat, just like we started. And this time we will take a little bit of a twist. So let's take the knees over to the left. Let them fall to the earth. And take your arms over your body towards the right. So it's an easy supported twist. And you can let your gaze fall over to the right. And let your body get heavy as you exhale. Use your belly to draw your spine back towards the earth to come towards the center. And then up and over other side, knees towards the right, arms up and over to the left. Adding on the gaze if it's comfortable for your neck. As we prepare to come towards the end of class, taking your breath with you, taking that simplicity of movement with you. Last breath here. Use your belly to draw the spine back towards the earth. Let's open our arms to a T and then exhale. Give yourself a hug. So one elbow stacking on top of the other. You can let the knees knock together. So it's like you're just wrapping things up towards the center of the body. Inhale, arms to a T, other elbow on top. If your body's calling for any other shapes, please feel free. Otherwise, we'll start to move towards our Shavasana resting pose. If you have a support or blocks, we'll go ahead and put those under the knees to support the low back. And then you're just letting your legs fall away from your center, setting yourself up, resting pose. And when I use the blocks, I like to create a little bit of an upside down V shape. And you can even tuck the shoulders. So once you've created the external rotation for your arms, palms face up, you can tuck one shoulder under and then the other to create even a little bit more space at the upper torso, right under the collarbones. A little bit more space for the breath to come into those upper lobes. We give so much attention towards our belly breathing, towards the lower lobes of the lungs filling up first. But let's create some space for the upper lobes as well. Freedom in the torso, surrender in the belly. And we'll just settle in here into silence about 2 minutes and then I'll call you back. Invitation to anchor back to your body using your breath. And if you want to take one hand heart, one hand belly, coming back to that same shape we took at the beginning of class, taking information in through the palms of the hands, feeling how your body moves underneath the palms, feeling how your lungs move inside rib cage. Simple expansion, simple presence. Your breath, your body. When you're ready, you can stretch your body in a waking up like fashion, starting to move towards the seated posture, and you can keep your eyes closed. And keeping your chin tucked and your head bowed slightly as you make your way towards upright, using your arms to support the body. If you have a cushion or your blocks, you can go ahead and sit on them. Create that elevation from the earth to create more space for the low back, a little bit more space to rock forward on the sit bones. And then as you start to stack your shoulders over your hips, each vertebra stacking over the next, you can allow your chin to come level. Mostly relaxed in the body, yet that energy through the spine. Strong center. Hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra, palm to palm, fingertip to fingertip. We're joining the left and right sides of the body here and coming back to your intention, mantra, motivation, dedication, inspiration, something that feels good. A little bit of a lift through the elbows to create this shelf across the front of the chest. And we'll breathe in and out together one time to seal the practice. Exhale to prepare. And breathing in. And breathing out. Thank you.